Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Believe it or not, this is the third or fourth attempt to try to um shoot this video, and the reason why I had to start over and over again was because I just opened up Instagram and I just saw something that really broke my heart, and I'm trying to push it to one side of my push it to the back of my mind and say what I need to say, but I'm like, gosh, oh gosh, you just wonder, why do certain things happen to certain people? This happened in the States. The weather, for most of us is freezing. This woman and her children, homeless. I'm sure most of you must have seen it. Homeless. I think they said they were sleeping in a casino parking or something. The casino was open 24 hours or something like that. She woke up, woke up, tried to wake the 9-year-old to get him ready for school. Boy wouldn't wake up. Oh my God. She raised an alarm, got people to look at, to come and take the boy to hospital. Or I don't know if I'm saying this properly. Sorry, I've just read it and it's really doing something to me. And while she was trying to revive the 9-year-old, her 2-year-old, Jesus, the 2-year-old, someone just told her, look, the 2-year-old is not responding. She's lost 2 kids. They froze to death, and like, how does someone just move on? How does someone move on from that? Like, it just broke my heart. It really did. And sometimes you just start to feel almost guilty, because things like shelter now, that I want to say it's basic. It's basic for me because thank goodness I can afford it. We tend to take things like that for granted, and you just start to reflect on the things that you want, and you now look at other people and the things they want, you compare it to the things that you are asking for. I can't help but feel bad. I feel guilty. My heart really goes out to her. I pray those children, are resting in peace. It's really so hard to say that. I'm sorry guys, I didn't mean to start this video this way, but like I said, I literally I got off work, decided to catch up on social media. That was the first thing I saw on Instagram. I'm like, oh my God. That is the worst thing. I'm sorry. That is the worst thing that can happen to any parent. And I don't know if she said this, but I did read in the comments that she's called on their dad. I don't know if they share the same dad, but she called on their dad, and he said he didn't have time to take them in. Right, guys, whew. May God give her strength. I don't know what to say. 2 froze to death. May God give her strength. Anyway, I came on here to talk about should I call it a documentary? It's not a documentary. What should I call it now? It's whatever, a show. I don't know what to call it. I'm sorry, my mind is all over the place with this thing I just read. But it's a show on Netflix called Sweet Bobby. And for those of you who watched my previous video, you can see that I have kickstarted yet again for the 100th time weight loss journey, or just a healthier lifestyle journey. And I'm trying to not eat, excuse me, I'm trying not to eat past 7 p.m. call it intermittent fasting. And to do that, I thought to distract myself by watching something on TV. I haven't seen I haven't been on Netflix since the new year. It's just work has just been crazy. So I went to bed quite early yesterday, and I went onto Netflix. There was nothing to see, but I saw that name, Sweet Bobby, and I know I had seen it somewhere. So I thought, you know what, let me watch it. If you haven't seen it, this will be a good time for you to click off, except you don't mind spoilers. So, Sweet Bobby is about a lady that was catfished for almost 10 years. For those of you who have seen it, let's just talk about this, because look, I've heard about all kinds of catfishing stories, especially the one Neil does, that catfish program he shows, that is shown on MTV, I think. We've heard of all sorts, go on for maybe 6 months, maybe a year. This lady was catfished for almost 10 years. She's Asian, so from the Asian community. She was in a relationship on and off, on and off, on and off. The show starts with her, bumping into this Bobby guy. I think at a party or so, and she was like, "Hey, Bobby, it's me," and she calls her name. And Bobby looked at her like, what are you all about? And she said to herself, oh, maybe he's got too much to drink and he can't recognize who I am, yada, yada, yada. And then she starts to take us through this journey of herself and Bobby when they were just platonic friends, because Bobby was married at the time. He got divorced, got with another woman. She was in a relationship off and on, off and on, off and on. She works she works in broadcast radio something. I can't remember the title now. But off and on, off and on, off and on. She never got to see Bobby. She was always communicating with Bobby via Facebook. She also got to meet, she also got to communicate with Bobby's friend, also via Facebook. And the only person within the 10 years that she was being catfished was, the only person who had seen Bobby was her cousin. That was the only one who had seen Bobby. She would speak to Bobby each time. She'd ask you, when can you visit me in London? Come to to London to see her. There was always some kind of stories. If he's not in witness protection, he's had an accident, he's in hospital, he's this, is that, is that. And for me, I'm like, look, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I just feel like, was it the need to be in a relationship with someone who was well to do that kept her in that state of allowing herself, believe whatever lie that was thrown at her for 10 years. If I didn't mention earlier, Bobby is a cardiologist, is well to do. The photos of him on social media showed him just, living the high life. So I'm like, is that what it is? If he was like a regular, young Asian man that was a teaching assistant, for instance, would she have waited that long? I just felt 10 years was ridiculous, was really ridiculous. Bobby took control of her life at some point, was tracking her every move. As soon as she wakes up, she needed to send him a selfie. When she goes to work, she needed to update him on everything she was doing. It got too much. She had to leave her work. It just sounded to me like, I was like, girl, are you okay? Honestly, are you okay? For those of you who've seen it, I just don't want to like go on this bashing spree, but did she appear 100% okay to you? Because to me, she didn't. I don't know how someone will string me along for almost 10 years. Not 10 days, not 10 weeks, not 10 months, 10 years. That's too much. Anyway, come to find out, she eventually tracks Bobby down at his home with his wife and their son. And come to find out that it was her cousin. The cousin that I told you that is the only person that has seen Bobby that was behind all this. So she created the fake Bobby profile, created the fake profile for Bobby's friend. She created another, she created so many fake profiles. I don't want to give you a number now because I think I might give you an incorrect number. And she would just switch voices when she pretends to be Bobby calling. Sometimes there was an incident, there was an occasion where Bobby said he was sending her shirt, a shirt that he had worn through the cousin to this lady that has been catfished for 10 years, and he was going to spray his perfume and blah, 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 blah on it. And whilst the cousin was handing her the shirt, she was playing with her smartwatch. And the next thing you know, it's this lady that is being catfished got a message from Bobby, you know. So it was the cousin at that very moment that was sending the message to her. Now, granted, yes, the cousin is sick. Granted, that is a given because, I mean, who does that? And who will go, you know, continue to play this sick mind game for 10 years? Who does that? But I was just like, you too, auntie, like at some point, didn't you just start to question things, especially given the fact that it's only your cousin that has seen this Bobby, nobody else? You know, she somehow convinced her to, this is the cousin now, when the cousin was catfishing as Bobby, somehow convinced this lady to accept the fact that he's had a child with his second wife, because after the first divorce, Bobby, the real Bobby, got married again. But then there was this whole story about them having problems with the second marriage, in his second marriage, and yada yada yada. And this is when he focuses his attention on this lady that has been catfished for 10 years. But somehow in between that, he gets you know, together with this the second wife. They have another child, they have a child, and he somehow, the cousin somehow manages to spin it around, you know, and just comes up with all kind of story that, yeah, even though, you know, I've had a child with my wife, it is you I want, let us pick out clothes, yada yada yada. It sounded crazy. It sounded crazy, and I'm sure for those who haven't seen it, me trying to explain it to you, you're probably like, what the hell is she talking about? But if you do have time, it's about roughly an hour 30 minutes, 2 hours most. 2 hours most. If you do have time, try and see it. Sweet Bobby, it's crazy. It really is. It really is. It did do its job by keeping me away from the kitchen though, and the fridge, because I didn't go downstairs. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. It's an alright film. It's an alright show, but I think what's just got me is the fact that someone could believe this for 10 years. That's all that got me. That's all. I just thought to come up here and just talk about Sweet Bobby. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I am going to take off my makeup. Oh, I can't get this woman and her her children off my mind. Jesus Christ, may their souls rest in peace. I'm going to take off my makeup. I am going to have custard this evening. I am starving. It's not 7 yet, is it? No, it's not. It's to 7. I'm going to have custard. I'm going to look for something else to watch on TV. And I will see you all in my next video. It's Valentine tomorrow. If you're celebrating, if you're not celebrating, I wish you a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.